Okay. It's Tuesday. It's a quarter to midnight. And I've been trying to start this video the best way I can for like the 10th time now. I've been spending an hour now trying to figure out how I'm going to start this video. But sadly, I suck at making videos like this. I wish I could make games, but I can't. Not smart enough, not rich enough. But anyways, so I'm making this video. I'm making this new series of videos where I talk about games that I feel are worth keeping an eye on. I have another series of videos where I do first impressions if I find a game that I think is something that I enjoy playing. So I'm gonna start out this video with a game that I recently got access to. Somebody got me a key for a game called Bleeding Edge, which a lot of people already call a cheap ripoff of Paladins or Overwatch, and I'm here to tell you it is not. So how about that? Anyways, from now on I will make a couple videos where I talk about games that I feel like you should keep an eye on, because I think they have a lot of potential. They are a lot of fun to play. And it's gonna be focused on multiplayer games. I'm not gonna cover single player games. I'm not gonna do any of that. So anyways, the first game that I want to talk about is a game where I feel really represents the meaning of multiplayer and synergy and just working together as a team. So this game is called Bleeding Edge. So now you're gonna ask, hey Giant, what the hell is Bleeding Edge? So Bleeding Edge is a multiplayer game where you play as a 4-man group against 4 other people. I'm not gonna give you an exact example or definition or explanation of what it is, because I will have everything you need to know linked down below, and I'm a strong believer of you need to check it out yourself to make your own opinion. I'm only gonna go over the things that I feel like make the game really fun for me, and also the reasons why I think this game really pops out compared to other games. So a lot of people are already saying, oh yeah, this is like Overwatch, and I'm like, it really isn't. So Bleeding Edge is a game that is meant to be played as a team. And why do I say that? It's pretty simple. In games like Overwatch, in games like League of Legends, you can have one player on your team completely dominate and pretty much carry you to victory. For example, if you play in Overwatch, if you play Genji or a good Widow or any character that can carry the whole team, it's pretty much GG. Same goes for League of Legends, Dota, any like sort of other multiplayer game. In Bleeding Edge, and this is the reason why this game, over this past weekend, where I was able to actually play, stream it, and play with other people, why the reason why this game caught my interest is because I started playing, the normal thing you do. You go in, you do a little bit of voice communications in game, but nobody really talks. And while I was doing that, we got our ass kicked, because the game, from what I understand, from what I experienced, the game is really meant to be played as a team. Meaning you do not have one character that is currently OP, not one character that can completely annihilate every other character. Yes, there are some characters that are stronger than others in some regard. For example, I mostly play Demon because most of the time I get forced into playing support or tank. I'm that flex guy who's always like, hey, let's go team, let's go. I play whatever you need me to play. So this time around I was like, you know what? Not happening. Not happening. This time I play the DPS and I gotta main that shit till I am somewhat good. So I started going into the game. And I'm like, okay, this is the basics. Okay, so you got abilities. It's not free aim. It's lock on. It's more like a brawler. It's more like an action combat MMORPG game in that regard. You got abilities that you can aim. You got other abilities that are just AoE. So it's more, how do I best explain this? It's more like an action combat game that gives a sort of MOBA feeling, but without the minions. So anyways, I was going into the game, and I just got my ass kicked. I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on? You know, switch characters, because you can switch characters. Just like in Overwatch, you just go back, press H, switch characters. So I tried out a bunch of different characters, and I didn't really feel like, okay, so this is I'm not getting anywhere. My team is not communicating. I played like 2 hours without trying to get a group together, and then I joined the Bleeding Edge Discord, which is also linked down below. And you know, I got a group together. I played with a gentleman by the name of I don't want to like say his name wrong, so give me a second. Mingog, which is I think a French kid, and we started playing, and we were talking on what is working for each other, you know, what can we do, and we really started to communicate. And I know a lot of you are gonna say, yes, this is in every game. If you communicate, you win, and I agree. But like I said earlier, in other games you can have a character, you can have a player that just is way better than the rest. Right, and he can carry you. In this game, I felt like that won't be the case. Yes, you can win certain fights 1 versus 1, but you never ever, at least from my experience, you're gonna win a fight 2 versus 1. For example, in, I don't know, Overwatch, if you play a really good Genji, you can completely kill a tank and a DPS, and maybe even a healer if you're really, really good, if you're like on the level of Seagull or something. So we started playing, and I got pushed into the role of support again, because I'm the nice guy. You know, if you know, I want my team to win. I want my team to have fun, for God's sake. So, anyways, and I noticed that a lot of the mechanics in the game feel like they were designed to work as a group. For example, Nighthawk or Nick Hogger, the heavy metal guy. If you check out the game, you're gonna know which one I mean. He has certain abilities that sound pretty awesome. Like, for example, he has an AoE stun. Oh, I'm sorry. And he has an AoE silence, which, you know, is good. You know, it makes sense. But at the end of the day, you even with your ultimates or your supers up, you're not gonna win a fight 2 versus 1 unless the other 2 players are complete idiots, which never really happened. So anyways, we really started to communicate on a level, and we started playing not just with the gentleman that I just mentioned earlier, even with other people. And as soon as I realized, if I really communicate, if we really work as a team and call everything out, that's when the game got fun. That's when the game really got fun. And then as soon as you had 1 or 2 players in your team that, you know, they did their own thing, they didn't group up, they you know, didn't communicate, then you already you started getting snowballed. And the reason why I think this is a game that you should really keep your eye on is because right now, at least from my point of view, like this is my point of view. I'm not an expert. I'm not a pro esport player. I'm not a game designer. Just me as a gamer. From my point of view, there isn't really a game where you're not forced to play like that with other people. You can go in and just do your thing, and maybe you get lucky. But I think the game is really meant to be played as a team. It's meant to be played more as a team compared to other competitive games. Because any other competitive game that comes to mind right now, is it Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Overwatch, you can have that one player, like I said earlier, you can have that one player that really, you know, destroys the rest of the enemy team. And in this game, that's why I got so excited about this, because this is a game where I feel like you really, you know, if you work together, even if you're just casual, if you're just going in, you know, by yourself, but if you work together, if you really focus the team aspect of communicating and playing together, you're going to have way more fun than just going in by yourself. Yes, you go in by yourself, but what I mean is you're going in and you're not communicating, you're just trying to get kills or whatever. So anyways, so yeah, that's the reason why I think Bleeding Edge is really something to look forward to. I got keys, I'm on the Discord, I got access and everything. Hashtag open the dojo. But I think the point that I want to make is that the reason why I think this game is something that you should watch out for, or something that you should keep an eye on, is because it has a lot of potential. It has, from all the competitive games that came out the last couple of years, I think this game has a lot of potential because it is easy to play. Like, the characters are not overly complicated. And the skill cap on most of the abilities isn't really a high skill cap. Like, they're really straightforward when it comes to the abilities, but there's also a lot of potential for people to really shine as a team. Meaning, you can have somebody that is really good with Demon, or really good with El Bastardo by themselves, but if they don't play with their team, they cannot really push or carry their team like in other games. And that's what really popped my eye, because I really like playing with other people. I really like playing as a team. And I feel if this game really gets the release and really launches, and a lot of people jump into it, because a lot of people already know about the game. For example, like Lyric, who is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, he played it, I watched him. A lot of other known streamers are watching it. And from what I saw, they really did enjoy it. Of course, the game still has some issues, you know, that there were performance issues, there was some rubber banding, but it was just a test. So even though I streamed and I have a somewhat decent setup, my computer was a little bit melting, not gonna lie, but if you watch my stream, if you watch the reruns, you can see that, you know, frame drops and everything. But if the game gets optimized even further and gets really to a point where they introduce competitive and ranked and keep bringing out new heroes, and keep balancing things, and maybe even introducing new game modes, this, in my opinion, I used to play competitive Overwatch. By competitive, I mean I played the first 7 seasons. I had a team, we did local tournaments and all that stuff, and it was a lot of fun. Even same thing with League of Legends. Nothing like major stage esports, just like, you know, local stuff. You know, like we have in the area where I live right now, I think we have like 15 different small time esport teams that do local tournaments and each other. They all know each other. It is a lot of fun. If you have that in your city, trust me, go there. It's awesome. They even have a Pokemon, some Pokemon tournament, whatever. Anyways, before I get off track, this game really does have a lot of potential, and I think it's really worth keeping an eye on, because if it gets the launch right, if the production keeps going the way it's going, if they keep polishing, if they keep working on it the way they're doing now, and this game can really rank somewhere in the, you know, Overwatch Paladins, you know, area when it comes to popularity, when it comes to player base, because it feels also, even though there's nothing really in the game that is super unique. Okay, the characters are unique, you know. I like the characters because the characters remind me a little bit of a mix between Borderlands and let's say Borderlands and Overwatch, or maybe Borderlands and Battleborn. I think it's really going to do well if everything falls into place. The game has a lot of potential, and if you played games like Gigantic, I love Gigantic. I streamed that nonstop. I played that nonstop. If you like Gigantic, you're gonna like this. Because I know it's pretty much tap targeting to some degree. If you change your settings a certain way, you can tap target or whatever. But it's also action combat, which a lot of people like, especially a lot of MMORPG players. And it's just, you can just pull off a lot of cool stuff in the game. For example, there are the guy that I play, Demon the most, he has Shadow Strike, which is one of his supers, which is pretty much, you know, your basic anime, you know, ninja super move, which, you know, a lot of people like. And I'm just really excited for this game, and I'm really gonna keep an eye on it and gonna be active on the Discord. And so my recommendation to anybody who watches this video, if you're on my channel, if you watch my videos, you know that I mostly play MMORPGs. I cover mostly stuff for a game called Ashes of Creation. But if you're looking for something to play in your downtime, this might be the thing. If you like competitive games, if you like that sort of stuff, then this might be really the game. And if you like playing with a team, this might be the game for you. So anyways, I think that's all I wanted to say. I'm really excited for this game. This game is really fun to play. It feels really good because if you work as a team and you win team fights and you kick ass, it feels so satisfying. It feels so satisfying, and the characters are also unique and they're fun. There's a support guy, Kulev, who is a dead voodoo zombie and has a snake coming out of his body, and the snake does most of the talking, which is awesome. You got a cyborg sumo wrestler. You got a El Bastardo. You got a cowboy with 2 swords. You got what else? You got a freaking assassin lady who is half lady, half chicken, or half bird, which is a lot of fun to play, and just I cannot wait to see what they're doing with the game. I really can't. So shout out to the guys who make the game. Shout out to all the devs. Shout out to all the people on the Discord. If you know Bleeding Edge, let me know down below what you think about it, because I would love to talk about it. I'm trying to get a team together. I'm trying to get people that play around the same time as me, who are not as bad as me, you know, because I like to get better. I like to play with people that are better than me, so I can, you know, learn from them. But yeah, let me know what you think. Make sure to follow my Twitch, because I will be streaming it. I promise you. As soon as we go into the next beta, I gonna take time off work probably and stream it again. And yeah, let me know what you think. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. And yeah, guys, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep an eye on Bleeding Edge. Peace.